Hi traders, welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, ďriczywi:VR, Senior Market Analyst. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through pound US dollar, or known as cable, as price could be heading down to the one spot 23.50 level. Now, we spoke about cable in our live streams. We talked about the potential for price to trade lower this week due to the fact that the market was below a key level of support. So if we take a look at that key level of support now, we can see that price is below the one spot 26.50 handle. In the live streams, we highlighted the fact that price is consolidating above that level, and what we typically look at is that if price was to break through a level of consolidation, is the market going to continue to the downside, or are we going to see a pullback, retest, and then a move? And that's exactly what we had here for pound US dollar. We had the market basically come into below that one spot 26.50. We then came into the level of resistance. If you actually follow our live streams, we also talk about volume and volume profile. There's actually a level of volume right through here where price reversed and the market has continued to push to the downside. So if we're going to see that market continue to move lower, where is price going to move to? Well, the one spot 23.50 level is the area where the market found support in the past. And if you actually go up to a weekly chart, you can see it's these previous weekly lows or this level of support. So naturally, that's an area where I expect price to try and head towards. And now in that case, what can we do about that? Well, what I like to do is follow that weekly chart and then apply a strategy to potentially look for that downside movement. Now, the daily chart and the weekly chart are in agreement at the moment. The market is in that impulsive phase. So what I'm going to be looking for is that kind of area where price could come into and how can we move to it. So if I go to the 4-hour time frame, one of the first things I like to see is are my moving averages in order. Now I'm actually just going to change this one to a 200 so we can look at it on a sort of longer term viewpoint, and you can see that we had the crossover all the way back here around about the 4th of August, and that was the time we were consolidating in there. We then broke out of that consolidation, come back in, like we said. We actually reacted from the 200 moving average, and ever since then you can see the market's been making these lower highs and lower lows on the 4-hour time frame, which is something we would expect to see if that weekly move was going to continue to the downside. So again, how can we look at that information? Well, if I go down to an hourly now, we can see a couple of different properties of that particular market. We get an impulsive phase, we get the slow retracement phase, impulsive phase, slow retracement phase. We've had another impulsive phase. Now the market's continued lower today. We did get some non-manufacturing PMI data out today that came in above expectations, actually well above expectations, and you can see the market dropped lower. The market's just digesting that information now, so what I'd expect to see is a little bit of a pullback perhaps into this level here. Now this is the one spot 25.50 handle, so quite a significant level of resistance, especially if I was just to grab a rectangle tool and just go looking left around about that area. You can see it was significant support here on the 25th of August. Now price has traded through that level. It opens up a little bit of an opportunity for us, because what I would like to see now is price pull back into that area there. Maybe we get the 50 and the 200 moving average running through. You can see I've got the stochastic oscillator down through here. If price maybe was in that overbought area of the stochastic as well, and we got that sort of move down, that could also provide us with a bit of incentive to see price continue to the downside. So around about the one spot 25.50 is where I'll be looking for price to head towards next. If it does reject in that area, then I think the next sort of target for cable could be all the way down at the one spot 23.50. That's if no circumstances necessarily change. Now obviously in the next couple of weeks or so, we've got the Federal Reserve interest rate decision. We've also got the Bank of England interest rate decision. So those could move the markets before we hit that key level of one spot 23.50. 50. So that would be the only thing I would say at the moment in time. But what we can deduce from the higher time frames is that price has traded through a key trend line support. It's traded through the one spot 26.50 level. So price should look for the next level of support we've got marked in as that one spot 23.50. Hopefully that all made sense. If it did, please leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more of our Forex trading content. And I'll speak to you in the next video.